latest on May 19th around the wide world of tropics. Here's your tropical weather bulletin. Well, we're at a blank canvas again this May 19th. No named storms are active at this time or their remnants, although there are a few invests and areas of interest that could develop over the next few days in various regions. We're going to take a look at that tonight. In the Atlantic, no storms are active right now, but there is an area of interest that could develop in the Western Atlantic. It's got a 40% chance of development. Hurricane season starts on June 1st. It's day 5 of hurricane season in the Eastern Pacific, and Invest 91E also has a 40% chance of development in the next 5 days. No systems are active in the Western Pacific or the North Indian Ocean. We'll keep you posted if that changes. And in the Southern Hemisphere, Xsan is dead, and Invest 95P still has a high chance of development north of Fiji. So the only system with model guidance right now is Invest 95P, so that's headlining our tropical weather bulletin tonight. 30-mile-an-hour winds, 1006 millibars, 103 miles northeast of Rotuma in Fiji, 11.4 south, 178.1 east. We expect it to become a tropical storm pretty soon, but it will probably be short-lived as it rounds that small island of Rotuma and then veers off towards the south, or maybe drifts towards the south over the next few days. Towards Fiji, probably won't get there with any strength at all. Here's some wind shear graphics showing what the Atlantic's looking like right now, where that system may form. It's very marginal. In the Eastern Pacific, it's looking pretty good, especially where that invest is right now. 5 to 10 knots of wind shear over the center of 91E, and here it is on the satellite imagery now. So it's just towards the edge of that low wind shear pocket there, 5 to 10 knots of wind shear. This is 95P as well on the imagery. That is being sheared a bit more, especially towards the south and east. As you can see, 20 to 25 knots of wind shear will do that. This is what the satellite picture looks like in the North Atlantic right now. You can see again where that system might develop on the tail end of that very long frontal system that's still currently developing over the Western Atlantic and over some of the Greater Antilles. Still looking very disorganized at this time. And here's the Gulf of Mexico showing the western edge of those thunderstorms and severe weather which is underway in the central part of the US. In the Eastern Pacific, this is what's going on right now. Very little over the actual open ocean. 91E is off shot to the right hand side. But you look out over the rest of the Eastern Pacific and it is extremely quiet, as you'd expect, I suppose. Early activity usually forms further east. The Western Pacific, we saw the dissipation of 93W a few days ago, and not much has taken its place so far. Very weak system down there near the equator, but really not much going on here, and we'll keep our eyes open for any developments later this week. In the Australian region, you can see still the remnants of Anne over in the Banda Sea, and of course Invest 95P there, which is looking a little bit better. The Indian Ocean, a very weak system there in the southwest Indian Ocean, but nothing is likely to come of that. The rest of the basin is very quiet indeed. Sea surface temperatures around 30 degrees Celsius for Invest 91E in the Eastern Pacific. In the Atlantic, the Western Atlantic there, 26 to 27 degrees where that system could form next week. And in the Caribbean, we're looking at about 28 or 29. The rest of the Atlantic yet to warm up. This is over into the Indian Ocean now, 30 degrees over there in the Arabian Sea, the warmest of the lot by the looks of things. The Bay of Bengal also quite warm still, 30 degrees. And the area where 95P is looking pretty good, right on the right hand side there, 29 or 30 degrees Celsius underneath that system. So here it is on the satellite imagery. The wind shear is going to be what will be inhibiting this system the most. A potential centre of circulation there. It's hard to distinguish, but I think, well, maybe not. Remains to be seen on that. But the northwestern side looking very bare with that wind shear pushing down on it, and most of the convection displaced to the south and east. So if that does continue that trend, it drifts towards Fiji, it could deliver significant amounts of rainfall to the island group. We'll wait and see whether that happens, whether the convection maintains. It won't happen until Monday, Tuesday at least. So this is a look at what names were coming up for this year in the Atlantic. Andrea, Barry and Chantal, the first names. In the Eastern Pacific, Alvin, Barbara and Cosme. The next name in the Central Pacific is Akoni, and none of those names have been used yet. In the Western Pacific, the next name will be Sepat, and in the North Indian Ocean, it's Vayu. You can also find our other updates elsewhere on the website force13.com, on the YouTube page. If you're not there already watching this video, search Force13, all in text. You can also add our Facebook and Twitter account. Just search Force13 at Force13 on Twitter. The next name in Australia is Blake. I don't think we'll get a new Southwest Indian Ocean storm, and the next name in Fiji will be Rita. That could be 95p. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. You can also contact me on Discord. It's Fool13 at extension 9094 and Force13 on Skype. You can also find our server link to our Discord server for tropical weather chat in our description.